Hello, and welcome to Color Commentary. I'm TJ, your average fan, and I'll be talking to you today about Apple TV Plus's show Severance, episodes 5 and 6. And yeah, we're going to get right into it, shall we? Spoilers! Okay, so we got all of the craziness that's going on. The girl Haley, she's still so serious about getting the heck up out this company that, yeah. She done threatened to cut her fingers off. She has attempted to hang herself, which is insane because she was just tired of it. So she tricked them, thought that she was back at her desk. Oh no, she got the extension cord where everybody else was distracted running around the office. I'll get to that in a minute because they ain't supposed to be doing that. Yeah, got on the elevator at the end of the day trying to go, and she hung herself. But Mark managed to save her in time, and so the last thing she remembered was being unconscious going out, and then so when her outside self brought her back to work, she woke back up on the elevator panicky, like, what the hell? It ain't good. So she despondent and distraught and like so over it. So, Mark's busy trying to, get her to feel better about the entire situation. And so they like going on a walk or whatever. Let me tell you something. They went on a walk around the hallways of this place. Found themselves here down dark hallways that light up only when you walk past. Then they hear what I thought was a baby crying. So they follow the sound, and it turns out to be a lamb, a baby sheep. And they went in the room, and they followed it in this room. And there's a man in a suit with an apron on, feeding the baby lambs. Talking about they not ready yet. They not ready yet. Go away. They not ready. I'm like, what is he doing? His job is clearly to feed the baby lambs. And he's quite serious about it. And he's fearful about what they're going to do to the lambs when they take them. So what is they doing to the lambs? More questions. More freaking questions. Meanwhile, the other two idiots that work in the office with them, they done took their behinds to the optics and design team, so they trying to find out about what was going on there. It was too many people there. They only supposed to have 2, but it's like 10 of them. So they go and they question them about that. Because they boss is trying to get them to not interact, this dude then sent the macro data department a picture of each of the departments killing each other. So they scared of the other departments. So then they question, instead of them staying away from them though, they questioned them about it. Like, where did that come from? Why? So when they went there, one of the dudes found a picture of the opposite effect going on, that the other department was killing them. And so it's basically a setup and them trying to keep them away. He said it to the boss lady. He was like, I'm trying to keep them from interacting with each other. I'm like, why they don't want these departments interacting and knowing what they're doing? Why? They had a conversation about it between O&D and macro data. And yeah, one of the girls said something about hatchets weren't dangerous. And they like, what? Because they in there working on 3D printers. And they just printing out stuff. And then I don't know what they're doing with the stuff they printing. But they printing shit out and just, I guess, sending it upstairs or something. I don't know. That's the problem. Nobody knows. They told them that they was crunching data on numbers. What's the data for? What are y'all refining? Nobody knows. What is dude with the sheep doing? Nobody knows. So they all working together now to try to figure out what this situation is and what that they're in and how to deal with it. Meanwhile, Mark's boss, this lady is insane. She's nuts. And she's played by Patricia Arquette, so I'm really loving this. But at the same time, this lady is crazy. Told y'all she showed up at the funeral to snatch the thing out of the Pete's head. Now, oh yeah, Mark then went on a date with the doula that's delivering his sister's baby, who his sister was at this retreat that they had for the people that's having natural births. And yeah, she was seeing a big giant cabin next to hers, so she went over there, talked to the lady for a minute. They had a decent conversation, both of them about to have their babies. She seen the lady out back in the regular world, and the lady didn't recognize her, didn't know her, didn't name the baby the stuff that she told her she was going to name the baby. So I'm like, okay. Kind of found out her husband is a senator that's pro-severance, and I'm thinking he got his wife severed permanently. She is on severed whenever he feel like it. He got a control button somewhere and he's switched up because she didn't even recognize the lady, and y'all both having babies. That's kind of a memorable moment. Yeah, I'm like, the senator's wife is severed. Oh my God, man, he pushing for everyday severance in the Senate and all kind of stuff like that. I'm telling you, in the world of this show, this is not a cool thing. People are really fighting against this, and I'm starting to see why. Because it is not good. Mark then read his brother-in-law's entire book on the inside, but the outside him don't even know nothing about the book. His brother-in-law then brought up the book. He told him somebody stole the book off his stoop, so he don't even know nothing about it. But I'm like, his inside him, he technically didn't read the whole book. He into it. It's again, truly messed up. The boss lady got the device. She found out who did it. They checked down one of the doctors that worked for them. Lumen is the one that did the reverse thing on Pete, reverse procedure on Pete. And so now they trying to track her down. Meanwhile, Mark decided to fill in the blanks that Pete had gave him. He had visited the man's daughter while she was doing a rock concert, so I'm thinking she's going to be back. And I don't know how he gonna survive this. It's like, what's gonna happen to him? What's gonna happen? Because the boss lady is very invested in Mark for some reason. Super invested, to the point that the security guy is like, you need to pull that back. Pull it back. But Mark then finally answered the phone that Pete left in his basement, and it turned out to be that same doctor who he goes and meets at the university so she can start telling him about what's going on. That's as far as I got so far. I can't wait for the next 2 episodes. Oh my God, what is happening? I feel bad for both Haley. Oh yeah, and one of the macro data dudes, when they was in the optics and design department, he stole one of their little placard, face cards or whatever, put it in his pocket. He didn't get attacked at home by their boss, who was this other guy, I can't think his name, start with an M, whatever it is. He didn't came to the dude's house while he on the outside, so of course he didn't know who he was. So he's like, wait, who are you? Wait, what's going on? Turned the thing on. Somehow they got a switch in this man's house. They're switching the device in their head on and off. So now I'm wondering, do he live in the same closed community that's subsidized by Lumen? Because if so, then they would have control over those houses and be able to snuck some shit in there. I'm like, oh my God, on the outside, this man got a whole family, kids, everything. On the inside, he don't even know what's going on with himself on the outside. He think humans is being, having to live in the ocean. I mean, like literally, you are 2 different people with this device in your brain, and it's creepy as fuck. So, yeah, the guy came to find out what he did with the thing he stole, but he didn't ever take it out the office. So then when I said, well, if he's worried about him taking this thing that had pictures on it and words out of the office, then that would mean that y'all lied to Haley when y'all told her that they all had code breaking technology on the elevators and the stairwells and whatnot, and she can't sneak no messages out. Because if you was worried about that getting out and him taking it home, then anything could get out. So y'all been lying. Oh boy, is it crumbling? Is it crumbling? And I'm here for it. I want to see behind the freaking curtain what the hell's going on. Dude freaked out. His son freaked out. He was like, I got a son. Then they switched him back. It was messed up in his house. So y'all effing with people out in the street. It's messed up. It is truly messed up. And his boss, the head lady, Patricia Arquette character, she is the absolute worst of the worst at this point. So I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm waiting to see with the rest of y'all. In the meantime, I'll see y'all for the next 2 episodes. Next time, have a great day.